Welcome back to this. As you can see, this boat is just in shambles, which aren't we all? As you can tell, we have a nice little family of microbes growing there. Probably some mosquito larvae. Wonderful. So I've run about a tank of gas through the motor and wanted to inspect the spark plugs just to see how they were fouling and make sure that everything's good as far as how they're wearing and making sure that they look even and everything. But let me show you what I found upon closer inspection. So this is cylinder 1. As you can see, good bit of carbon, but overall it doesn't look like it's running too lean, which is the only thing I was worried about. So that's the first one. Second one is about the same, you know, healthy. The third one, more of the same. Get out of here. But the fourth one, however, still looks brand new. I put all 4 of these in at the exact same time. So that is telling me that this cylinder is misfiring. And at first I was suspecting, you know, maybe it was a fuel issue, but if you can see, it's wet. Even wet right there with fuel. So that tells me that it's not a fuel delivery issue into that cylinder. It's most likely got no spark. I'll show you an easy way to check for dead cylinders as well. This is the easiest way. You can see here. This one I know has good spark. I'll plug that in. All the other ones aren't plugged in. I'm gonna prime the fuel bulb. Let those bowls fill up with fuel. If you spin the motor and it pops off, you know that you have spark on that cylinder. So if I plug this one back in and do the same thing, nothing. So that tells me, with it being no spark, but there is spark on the other cylinders, either the CDI box is bad and it's not sending power through the cables to the coil, or the coil itself is bad. But lucky for us, I am prepared for both situations. There we go. I've got an actual OEM coil pack here, as well as a brand new CDI box. So what we're gonna do is start by replacing this coil. So we're gonna take a 7/16 socket, remove these 2 bolts for now. Whew, okay. Oh, there's one back here too. That came loose. So now we need to make sure that we make a note of this for the new one. So the bottom wire comes out and grounds up under the coil. Top one comes around and goes to the power pack itself. I think we could take this bolt and this bolt out and be able to snake that wire back through there. It's the same size too. There we go. So if we see here, I guess worst case scenario, we can just follow this wire here back to the coil pack. I'm gonna pop that cover off real quick, make things easier. All right. So I just popped this cover off here, and if we're able to find this wire here, follow it all the way down, lift this up, and it's still kind of in the way. I'm gonna take the actual CDI off itself. Size is that? Yeah. You know, while I have this off like this, it might be a good idea to just go ahead and replace the CDI and keep this one as a spare. But that involves keeping track of all these little wires and hooking them up correctly to the new one. So I might just not do that. You know, I have suspicions that it's the coil itself, because the CDI is sending power to every other cylinder but this one. So maybe just a bad coil. Okay. With that out of, ooh, little spider's still there. Get out of there. We're able to kind of look at this and see. Which one of you is it? It's one of these two, because both of these are red cables and they're going to the right. I say red. We're red at one point in time. So if I can grab this wire and pull it, yeah, that's the easy way. You tell which of those wires is moving? Just the wire that's coming off of here to the CDI. I'm following it down, but since I can't see under here, I'm just kind of pulling it, making sure it's free of the other wire. And you can see the one I'm pulling is that one right there. So I'm going to pop that one off with an old Drew scrabble. I'm going to look like an idiot if I replace the coil and the CDI turns out to be the problem. And I had it off and apart, but the new one was over there. I just didn't feel like swapping it. Anyway, we removed that screw from the CDI, disconnecting the power wire from the CDI. So now we should be able to just pull this one, the one that we already took the screws out for, and snake it back out, hopefully without snatching 100 other wires with it. There's a clip right here. It's kind of squeezing the wires together. Alright, give me a minute. Okay, wonderful. That wasn't infuriating at all. If we can see here, this green sort of insulation that was all around it is really starting to break down, especially over here on this side. It could have been shorting. I don't really 100% know how these work, but I don't know. It could just be bad. Let's put the other one on and test that theory. What if I can reuse the old one, old plug wire? Because that new one doesn't have a sheath over it. I didn't know that's how they worked. Oh, good God. Yeah, maybe not. Look at how little wire is in there. Same gauge. So how in the world does this work? So upon closer inspection, I don't know how to make this one working coil wire. This is somehow supposed to go like this, because I know the butt of the spark plug goes in there to make contact. So that means this has to go in this way, but there's this that has a freaking kink in it that I tried to straighten out and it just went flying. So you know what? This is junk. I'm just going to reuse the old one. Something like this. Just kind of have it here. The only difference between the two, this is the old one. It has 3 mounting points. New one has 2, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. The website I got it from said that it would fit, so I'm going to take them at their word. Hopefully they'll freaking fit. But all we're going to do right now is put it on, connect the wires, and do the little rough bench test to see if hopefully just doing this will give a spark to this cylinder. What do with my... It's the wrong size. Flopping around, boy. Fit in just like that. I'm just doing a mock-up here. I'm going to tuck this wire later if it works. I'm going to put that flathead screw back in right there, and I'm going to need 2 hands for that. All right, that's back in, secured tight. Now I'm going to put these screws back in so that everything will be firm and stable. When I was a kid growing up, my daddy had a boat with an old Johnson motor on it. It wasn't this big, but that motor, to my knowledge, was a freaking lemon. He said that it had like different charging wires and stuff would get caught on the flywheel and shear off. And he says to this day he wouldn't touch a Johnson with a 10-foot pole. But I bought one, so let's double check everything. We have the power wire going to the CDI. CDI still just flopping here chilling. The ground is grounded, stuck in place. Old coil wire that I'm reusing. Watch this be the problem. Okay. So that's all hooked up. Make sure the carbs are still full. I just have this cylinder, the one that was dead, hooked up. We'll see if it pops off. Whew. Oh yeah, we got spark now. Oh yeah. Let's hook them up, see what the verdict is. So it was just a bad coil. So now I just have a replacement CDI box. That's badass. Saw this video on YouTube Shorts. This guy had this same motor, but like a few years older than mine. It was the same model, but I think it was a 74. He was out on the water and it broke down on him. He lost all spark and he hitched a ride from somebody else, and they went later and got the boat, and upon further inspection it was their CDI. So now yeah, I'm prepared to run this thing out of water. Freaking rumbles. Nice. We have a motor that now runs on all 4 cylinders. I'm just gonna button everything back up, clean up, and get it ready for tomorrow. We're gonna go back out to West Point Lake and just do another lake test. I'm pretty excited. The fact that this motor ran about 36 on 3 cylinders is amazing to me. So I'm wondering how fast it'll go on all 4. Man, they sent it to me. This wire is way too long. There's like it would probably reach to right here, just kind of bunched up back there, away from any moving parts. But I think that's gonna do nicely. And if you can see, we have a whole colony of ants just overrunning this boat. So yeah, probably has something to do with the water that's in it. So I'm just gonna pretty much clean up. This is terrible. Also, next weekend is Memorial Day weekend, which means me and Emily are taking this boat all the way across the state of Georgia to Brunswick, to Altamahaw Regional Park. And to be honest, I'm not sure how old these tires are, but they are dry rotted slightly. I gotta get new tires put on this trailer. Also, grease this hub because the other hub, for some reason, has a bearing buddy, but that one doesn't. This will probably be the spare. The other one's junk. I'm just gonna get 2 new tires put on. Keep that one as a spare. And here's the black sheep, the problem child. I wonder what the factor. Oh, huh. I know nothing about ignition coils, but do you think that crack had something to do with it? Might have been. Oh well, we got a new one now. Ugh. Have a whole trash can. I can't help but throwing shit on the ground. Let's blow all this bullshit out of it now. Ooh. Look at that rock, dude. That's going to Emily. Emily is a very simple creature. She likes rocks. Yoink! Ugh. Okay, it's the very next day, and I'm headed to Ribbit's gas station to get some actual ethanol-free gas. I'm gonna fill it up, and then we're gonna go to Schaefer-Hurd Park on West Point Lake, and we're just gonna do a little run test and see if, with it firing on 4 cylinders, whether or not it'll go faster than 36 miles an hour. Okay, so I thought 3 cylinders going to 4 wouldn't make that big of a difference. This thing is a bat out of hell now. Hang on. I'm just like, I'm barely coasting forward. All right, we're going 3 miles an hour, give or take. Okay, I'm gonna just pin the throttle. This thing is bad to the freaking bone right now. So bad that this thing, what is going on? It keeps shutting off. All right. GPS speed 0. All right. Oh no. Verdict is in. If this thing fires on all 4 cylinders, it is a bad mother. Okay, I'm back at the boat ramp. I'm waiting on the beautiful Emily, and just listen to her purr. I mean, ignore the squeaks, but she is definitely running on all 4 cylinders now, and Emily doesn't know it yet, but this boat is gonna scare the shit out of her when she gets on it. So I'm looking forward to that shit. So we're back out. We had an eventful time trying to find, her. We're at Schaefer Herd Park, and we found out the hard way that there is absolutely 0 service. So she didn't have my location, I didn't have hers. And
trying to surprise him, and it didn't work.
Yeah, she was trying to be spontaneous and fun and surprise me at the boat ramp, but it didn't work. But she's out here now. I didn't mean to do that.
Splished. How do I look?
You look gorgeous.
Glamour shot.
Dude, I need like a break. Dude, my butt hurts.
Sorry you had to literally drive across the county to come find me.
Alright, let's see how it starts back up after sitting for a minute.
Alright. Where to?
I'm gonna trim it all the way back down.
Okay.
So that it doesn't do, hopefully it won't do that much bouncing. You ready?
No. It's a shit rock back here, man.
love splashing up over the back of this thing.
Yeah. I've learned that the hard way.
Oh, I think I found a screw sticking out.
Oh no. Where did it go?
My ankle.
Do you have a tetanus shot?
I don't know. Okay. I've been watching YouTube videos on how to properly dock a boat.
Okay.
And I'm about to see if I can keep from just banging into it.
Okay.
And hook it up from there.
Why does it smell like gas?
She's old.
Okay. Old ladies smell like gas, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Get it at a 45. Turn your wheel all the way to the right. Put it into gear. Just turn your boat for you.
It's like parallel parking.
Oh. Almost did it.
Ow! You killed me with the switch.
I'm going to show you what 320 pounds of athleticism looks like.
Oh, really? You really testing that aftermarket ACL there, B. It's me. I probably look crazy. I wish I could explain to you the adventure I had of getting down here to the park, or the boat ramp. It was wild. I cried. It's a good time. Anyways. Peyton doesn't know I'm filming. I'm so awkward, I can't stand it. Okay. Anyway, he's back in the what you call it, trailer inn. We're having a great time. Holy shit! I forgot we was tied down and we started floating away. I got scared. Sorry. There's people out there too. Oh well. This is the nervy part. If you remember from our last video, which it's been a while. Oh my god. This whole in and out process makes me very scared. Oh my god. Okay. Everything's fine. The fish finder thinks we're finding fish. Peyton's trying to prank me right now. Hello. I honestly have no idea if I'm in frame or not. Hang on. Just kicked a rock. Okay, anyways, I'm probably not in frame, but I want to tell you the story how the frick I got here, because it was a cluster. I have to pee so bad. One day I'll learn to pee before I come to the lake, but long story short, Peyton wanted to try out the boat on the lake, right? And I was gonna go with him, but I was so freaking tired this morning. We had breakfast with my parents this morning. I'm out of breath, get over it. And I was gonna take a nap instead of going to the lake, but then I dozed for like literally maybe 10 minutes and I was wide awake, and so I was like sitting on the couch watching TikTok, whatever, and finally I was like, you know what, why don't I just go? Like, free will is a thing. I can do what I want. I have a car, so I was like, I'm gonna go surprise him. I'm gonna go meet him at the boat ramp and surprise him. So I check his location to see which boat ramp he went to, and it's frozen, like in the middle of a road. But I was like, okay, that road like dead ends into a boat ramp, so he has to be going to that boat ramp, right? So I get in the car, I'm like, I'm so excited, I'm gonna get to the boat ramp, I'm gonna call him and be like, guess who's here? So I get down there to that boat ramp and he's not there, and I was like, oh, that's weird, but like maybe I'm confused. I don't know. Then it dawns on me that I had my roads mixed up, and he's actually on the road like parallel to us, or parallel to the one that I was on, not the one that I was on. So then I was like, shit, I don't know which boat ramp he went to then. I definitely could have turned because this dude's taking forever. Anyways, so I was like, I don't know where he's at, so I gotta call him. So I had to call him and ruin the surprise anyway. But I called him, I was like, what boat ramp are you at? And he said that he was at Schaefer Hurd. I said, okay, bet. I'll be there in a minute. So I pull into Schaefer Hurd. Mind you, I have been here before, I think, I was a kid. And it was like with my parents, and we were just out gallivanting one day, and we decided to come out here and like look at the dam or whatever. It wasn't like we've been out to this boat ramp, or I've never been out to this boat ramp. I didn't know where the hell it was. And it's a whole park. It's not just like a road that turns into a boat ramp, or, you know, like it's a whole thing. So, and there's no service, 0 service out here. So I'm trying to look at Peyton's location. He's in the middle of the lake. Even though I called him and told him, you know, like, I'm on the way. And so he's like out of the water at this point, but I can't tell that. So I'm like driving through the park trying to figure out where the hell the boat ramp is, and next thing I know, I'm at the dam, and I'm like driving across the dam. I'm freaking the fuck out. Peyton's calling me, and I'm like, I answer, but we can't understand each other because the service is so bad, and the call keeps failing, and I wind up like literally at the end of the park. Like the park dead ends into another road. So I turn around and I go back across the dam. I'm crying at this point because I'm like, I literally just wanted to be spontaneous and fun, and I never am because I get so worried about it going wrong. And like, this is why I'm not spontaneous, because shit like this happens and it gives me anxiety. So then I was nervous also, I guess not nervous, but like I was worried that I upset him, because I was like, now he's got to get out of the water and like come find me, and he's like in the truck driving around the park looking for me, and I was like, I'm trying to find you, and there's 500 turnoffs for like different campsites and stuff. But anyway, finally I was like looking closer. I looked at all the signs when I drove in, but I was looking closer, and I finally see a fish on one of the signs, and I was like, fishing, I gotta be close by, right? And I can like see the water through the trees. So I turn in, and it's like the day use area is what it says. I turn in, and then there's like a gate. Not a gate, but like, you know when you pull in somewhere and you have to like stop at the little, like, there's a name for it, but you stop at the little like house. It's not a house, but you know, and like somebody asks you like, what are you doing? Why are you here? And it was for like the campground, so you can like rent a campsite. Like, I'm not trying to rent a campsite, I'm trying to get to the fucking boat ramp. So I turn around and go back through the little gate thing, and I just sit there and wait. I was like, you know what, I'm like back at the other end of the park at this point. I said, if Peyton just keeps driving, he'll find me. Eventually he gets enough service that he can call me, and we finally find each other. I feel so bad. I genuinely feel so bad, because it was supposed to be a fun, spontaneous surprise, and it wound up in a freaking wild goose chase, buster cluck, and I'm reminded why I'm not spontaneous. Anyways, that's the story. It was fucking crazy. I really feel so bad, dude. He keeps telling me not to feel bad. I do, because I know it was frustrating for him too, not just me. Anyways, we're going home now. We're gonna order some food, I think. Doesn't matter. We made it. We're all safe. We're alive. We had fun. The boat runs great. Everything's fine. You better not pull on in front of me. Should I keep filming so you can see my road rage? Whatever. I feel like it's been so long since we did a video. We're getting married. I don't know if Peyton told you that, but surprise. What else? I really have to pee. I just realized that I'm probably not even in frame. You're just staring at my window, so. Yay. I'm definitely not filming and driving at the same time. You see these wonky ass taillights? I can't zoom in. It's so bad.